Well, here we are, back in Mittenrahm, in the Brakenrahm, and 1 year on, no less, 52 weeks. All building for the last year has been done within the end. I think that deserves a full look at everything in time. But we'll start with the end island, which is where I'm at now. This is the end of phase 2 when this is complete. I'll be moving on to phase 3. So yes, the year is still not the end of the journey. Now I sped this up considerably. I used the fill command, swapped out end stone for the various terracottas that we used. My job now is to, by hand, do some kind of gradient between it and the end stone. Do some dressing up. I'm probably not going to go with the Bandlands style. There's not going to be bands of different terracotta in it. I think it was a possibility, but I'm more in favor of patches, I suppose. I'm thinking of the lighter green forming little circles in between. Very World of Warcraft, which, you know, a major influence. I did play the game for 18 years, 17 years, something like that. And I may look for something else, I may come up with something else, I don't really know yet. Won't know until I really start. I've taken a bit of a stab at it back before I actually got this far. This is partly used underneath. Unfortunately, the sandstone texture, the rough cobblestone-like texture, is on the bottom, so that worked down below when you're looking up at it. Unfortunately, obviously on the top is smooth, which I think I've thought about it before, but I'm not quite sure why they did it this way. It's clearly been smoothed off. It's strange. These will be going in. There will be more of these. Well, I've already built them basically. They will need to be coloured. When I made this late decision to do these spikes, these mountain-esque formations, suddenly just decided to randomly do them purple. Not entirely happy. I think this one, because as I say, it was a late decision, I probably need to bring it down further. And I did fiddle with the bottom to have it poke out slightly. This was the intention anyway. So, I'm not too sure where I'm going with that. I need to tidy up the underside. I swapped it out going down to layer 50 from wherever I was standing. This has not worked too badly. I had to obviously smooth this out on the upside as well. Some of it looks better than others. But it'll probably stay this way. I might strip this back because I was thinking in terms of there being a narrower band down here, suggesting that the conversion of the land to end stone was further along on the lower section. I may have to make this tree taller. It's bigger than the others, but I don't really feel like it's big enough, so I'll have to fiddle with it. I'm in the middle of putting these mushrooms on. And I wasn't entirely happy with the bareness of these trees. These are chorus trees. They are what will evolve into the chorus plant found throughout the end. The lighting I feel is necessary, but I do prefer the yellowish middle. That's actually the yellow glazed terracotta. I've tried virtually everything else. Not too bad. I think these ones will have it, and then some of these, perhaps suggesting that the others are dead, which you know, some of them are. So obviously, as I said, this is what I'm working on now. What I was doing before that is building the counterpart to LN, which would be Aurelian. He was quite the fight. Didn't like the way I set him up to start with. Didn't like the way any of it was going. Playing around with the wings over and over again. Doing a second design on this wing and then not liking it. And then as I started converting this wing to match this wing, the clash of colours led to this fading or movement from brown to the purple, suggesting it comes in rather than being a band all the way along, like here and then here, which is what it was. So then I did that, and then correcting this led to this little feature here, which was like, okay, that looks nice too. So then what I'd done here got transferred to this. So there's been like at least three different versions of the wings, including some variations on the flames on the top, how far they went down, getting rid of some of it for these black spikes. And then having this idea that rather than representing the elements individually on his body, it was perhaps more logical to represent life, since he is the lord of the elements and not just a being that can control each of them. So I did start out with the idea that, you know, it's like, okay, tree. So his legs are more tree-like. Which was okay, that went fine. I wasn't... the world shaper was obviously always going to be there. I've already depicted the world shaper, the original world shaper. It was destroyed or broken when the Gath was killed. So a new one was... Aurelian made a new one. I had considered swapping the arm to the tree effect, but I don't want to turn him into a dryad, although maybe that would make sense. So I'd done this already, this was already here, and I just decided it will stay, I'm not going to swap it out. And yeah, the wing, horn originally went more up here, but it was too far off of the head, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to lower that, which I'm not happy with. I don't think it looks as nice as the previous one, but there was no way to better accommodate them on his head, which, you know, horns obviously come off with the head anyway, but I feel like I wanted something slightly different. I also solved the problem with the wing pattern, which was trying to mimic the fake geode that I built as his cradle. And I settled that by basically his back is where the remains of his geode is. So it blends into his body, and then the wings grow out of it, and they're just mimicking the geode rather than trying to properly represent it, because there's no blue in his geode. It's just, well, it's not even the right way around. There's no calcite. It's basalt, iron, and then amethyst. So yeah, it was a real headache. A lot of decisions needed to be made, and a lot of fiddling needed to be done before I could work out what those decisions would be. He did seem a little bare, which, you know, some of the workers helped fill in spaces. giving him this one piece of clothing I definitely think has helped. And then I'm still not happy about the beard. Possibly could do with being longer. Swooshing around to the side maybe. He is quite old, it should be noted. But that is what I've been doing. That's pretty much just filling in and patterning and texturing at this point. Let me do a little whiz around so we can see the whole lot so far over the last year. Anyway, adieu.